There's just so much cock. I am not a fan of that. Oh god. Yeah, he's just a little dehydrated. He's a little dehydrated. There's your goal right there, folks. A slightly dehydrated man. I like so much cock. I'm trying to remember this movie.
What in the goddamn?
It's your first life. It's your first life. It's your first life. Doesn't it feel the same to you? Doesn't it feel the same to you? Doesn't it feel the same to you? Doesn't it feel the same to you?
What up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another video. So it seems as if I have in classic xLukaz fashion quit YouTube for like 8 months once again. You know, much like the Avatar and Harmon Smith's father, when the world needed me most, I fucking vanished. Now, as much as I'd like to tell you I had a good reason as to why I quit, unfortunately it simply boils down to me being a lazy piece of shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it, case closed. Anyway, me and my inconsistent upload schedule aside, if you know me personally, then you know I'm a massive Fallout fanboy. I've played all the games in the series to death, yes, even including Fallout 76, and that one shitty PS2 game everyone collectively erased from their memory. So as you can probably imagine, when I found out there was a Fallout TV show in the works, you can probably imagine I was pretty concerned actually. Like, holy shit, video game adaptations have had not a good run. Something like the Halo show comes to mind, but then again, Halo is ass in general, so... But like I mentioned previously, there's actually been a Fallout show in the works for a while now, which got a trailer recently, and you know, after watching it, I'm definitely cautiously optimistic. While there's some things to be potentially worried about, like the quality of the writing, I'll say the set design, props, and all that definitely looks Fallout-esque. Now, regardless of how you feel about the trailer, I think we can all agree that the video we're going to be taking a look at today is just another breed of special. And by special, I'm not talking as in making your character build special. No. By special, I mean as in driving the shore boss off of a cliff special. Now, the video we're gonna be watching today comes from a channel called That PlayStation Gamer, which, Jesus Christ, that's a bigger mouthful than the one you get from Tyrone behind bars, so we're just gonna be calling him TPG from now on. But like I said earlier, while there's some things to be potentially worried about regarding the Fallout show, TPG's reasoning and quote-unquote arguments as to why the show supposedly looks bad are just abysmal. So with all that said, let's get into this shit.
Now let's get to the Fallout trailer.
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Stop! Lucy!
Vault 33. I don't think that's a vault that's in any of the games, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not, and I don't really see why you think it'd be if you're as much of a Fallout fan as you claim to be later on. And even then, I don't see why the show would reuse a vault from the games outside of a small reference, since it's pretty well known that every vault in the series has their own individual experiment tied to that vault. So with that in mind, that gives the show a chance to create new vaults within the world with their own unique experiments, rather than recycling ones already seen in the games. Oh my fucking god, for the love of god, if you're gonna do face cam videos, please refrain from digging boogers out of your nose, I swear to god.
You need to go home. Vault dwellers are an endangered species. I do
rad
not
roach?
think...
Wow, really? A rad roach? I would have never guessed! God, this is why I hate reaction videos. Half the time, the motherfuckers making them don't even have anything of substance to say, and just state the obvious. But anyway, since your commentary so far is about as riveting as watching paint dry and I need something to complain about, dude, your thumbnails fucking suck. Like, I'm sorry, but a promotional image for the Fallout show shrink down to fit the thumbnail YouTube format, next to some bland looking text, the shit isn't gonna cut it. No, I don't expect you to use Photoshop or any Adobe product for that matter, since honestly, fuck Adobe, their shit sucks. But what I'd recommend you do is go and use Pixlr, which is an easy to use web-based photo editor I've been using for my thumbnails ever since I stopped zooming in on people's faces as a sad excuse for a thumbnail. You don't have to download anything, it's free to use and really is as simple as dragging and dropping images and playing around with the tools. I promise you, if you spend like 10 minutes on a thumbnail, it'll be drastically better than what you currently got going on. Dude, stop fucking picking your nose. You're giving me flashbacks to Harmon Smith digging earwax out of his ear canals.
Weird narratives I've been seeing circling on
Did he just pick his ear like
4chan among like
He just did it again! Oh my god.
pretendos on YouTube and all sorts of
The third time. What the
Okay, I want to say this right out. Todd Howard gets credit for Fallout being the Fallout creator. He's not. He didn't create the IP.
Yeah, no shit, if you use your eyes, then you'd see the trailer just said acclaimed video game creator. Nowhere in that trailer does it try and make the claim Todd Howard created the Fallout IP. I mean, dude, this is just a trailer meant to boost public attention towards the show. And unfortunately, Tim Kaine or fucking Interplay, whose ass went bankrupt, and hasn't been relevant in like 20 years, doesn't carry the same weight behind it as mentioning Todd Howard. You're looking too far into this.
And Todd Howard's Fallout to me has never been that great.
Say what you want about the quality of Bethesda's Fallout games, especially from a writing and lore consistency standpoint, but keep in mind that without Bethesda, the series probably wouldn't be as relevant as it is today, and we wouldn't have gotten the best game in the series, New Vegas.
If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
Bro, are you good? Why the fuck have you fallen into a random existential crisis halfway through the video?
So you have a claim, oh, we're part of the studio that made The Boys, and free 2-day shipping. Oh no.
I really fail to see what the problem is with a stupid little joke about Amazon being thrown in, or the mention of the studio behind The Boys, especially considering the fact how several times throughout this exact same video, you yourself said that the new season looks good.
So yeah, Boys Season 4 looks good.
Again, I really fail to see the problem here.
Dude. Are we going with that?
Are we going with that? With what? What the fuck are you even on about? Is this guy unironically pressed over a fucking Amazon joke that was flashed in the trailer for like 2 seconds? And the mention of a studio behind a show he himself said looked good? Like, what in the actual fuck is the problem here?
I have...
Wow, we are witnessing this man undergoing explosive cell death firsthand. Brain cell damage aside, why the fuck would you leave this in? Please learn how to edit your videos properly.
I have cringe. That's cringe. That's cringe to me.
Oh my fucking god, dude. It was just a stupid little Amazon joke. Get over yourself. So far in this video, you've said absolutely nothing of significance. And it feels like you're just saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff.
And that joke, oh, you have to adapt to survive.
Yeah, I don't think the line where the guy tells the girl she needs to adapt to survive is meant to be taken as a joke. It's more just like throwaway dialogue. Why are you so upset about this?
I'm a little worried. A little worried.
Let me get this straight. You're worried for the Fallout show because of an Amazon 2-day shipping joke, the mention of a studio behind a show you yourself said looked good, and because of a scene with some throwaway dialogue. You know, guys, this is some quality content right here. When he's not giving his amazing commentary, you know what little there is in the first place? Taking issue with some stupid minute details? He's excavating fossil fuels out of his nose. Uh-oh, brace yourselves, guys. My retardation senses are tingling. Something tells me he's about to dump some of the dumbest shit you're about to hear onto us. Place your bets now.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, me neither, since you're yet to formulate a coherent sentence. Saying anything of value that doesn't start with you moaning or involves you nitpicking some random detail like a goddamn 2-day Amazon shipping joke.
I don't You know what it is? Oh, it's just fire a shot. You know what it is? There's just so much gray in this shot. There's just so much gray in this shot.
Wow, I must be a fucking psychic. Like, are you being fucking for real right now? You've got your panties in a wad because the power armor is gray. The same fucking color it's always been in literally every Fallout game outside of some cosmetics and paint jobs. And shit like Fallout 76.
Look at that. There's just like so much steel, so much gray. It's ridiculous.
My brother in Christ, you're looking at a shot of a Brotherhood of Steel member in power armor. Emphasis on the steel part of the name. No fucking shit there's gonna be steel. And a lot of gray, especially when that's the faction's primary color. And the shot you're currently nitpicking is inside of a vertibird. A giant fucking metallic helicopter. Why is this such a problem if you're as much of a Fallout fan as you claim to be later on? And the Brotherhood of Steel is literally in every fucking Fallout game to an ad nauseum.
Tomorrow, so they say, will.
Gray, now he's on the verge of breaking out into full fucking song because the power armor is too gray or some shit. I don't fucking know. But anyway, I started a TPG bingo card, so feel free to play along as the video goes on.
Oh, they look worse in a group.
You know, I would have loved to know what's wrong with that shot, but unfortunately you conveniently aren't gonna touch on that any further.
Give me a second here. I gotta check something real quick. Okay. Just checking the time. Go do the Fortnite thing today.
You really need to start putting more effort into your videos. I mean, it wouldn't have taken you more than like 5 seconds to cut that little section out that had no significance whatsoever, and it'd make your videos a lot more tolerable.
Tomorrow's.
Dog looks like a dog. Dog looks like a dog.
Quote unquote, dog looks like a dog. Wow. Just fucking wow. TPG is really out here with that extensive and truly insightful commentary. I feel fucking enlightened.
So they say.
I
swear to God, can you please stop grunting and groaning at the start of every sentence like a fucking super mutant?
You're stupid. What? Harry thinks he beat your head now.
They don't look bad.
Genuine question, is this guy bipolar? 1 second he's saying how the power armor's too gray while in the midst of letting out a fucking mating call. And now he's saying that it doesn't look bad. Seriously, what the hell?
They don't. But I think it's the movement.
Yeah, again, I don't see what the problem here is. From what little we've seen so far, I'd say the show does a seemingly good job at portraying the power armor and its movement like it's a walking tank, like it functioned in the recent games.
I also want to know what the hell's going on with this little thing right here. Is that supposed to be like the, like the zoom in thing? Like,
if by the quote-unquote zoom-in thing you were talking about VATS, then if you've played any of the games, you would know that comes from the Pip-Boy, not the power armor visor.
because like their helmets should be able to do that by natural.
You know, like I said, VATS is tied to the Pip-Boy, not the power armor. And at the end of the day, VATS is mainly a gameplay gimmick that essentially serves to give the player aimbot. So who knows if it'll even be part of the show, or how it would even be adapted.
Oof. And, okay, from the looks of it, where does this take place? Does this take place in New Mexico?
Oh yeah, man, 100%. Next thing you know, good old Walter White will come on down and cook some crystal meth and we'll all have a great old time. Let's just ignore the fact that New Mexico is fucking landlocked. And earlier in the trailer, there was an establishing shot clearly depicting the Santa Monica Pier and the fucking Pacific Ocean. You know, TPG, you're not exactly helping fight the stereotype that Americans suck at geography.
Does this take place in California? Actually, it can't take place in California. It can't take place in California. It can't take place in California.
Sorry to burst your bubble, man, but in case the trailer didn't make it clear enough, the official Amazon Prime Video Twitter account has confirmed that the show takes place in California. So whoop-de-doo, there it is.
Because the Brotherhood is basically wiped out in California. Like, there's very few of them around. lore-wise.
Yeah, no, as a professional Fallout autist, that's far from the truth. For those who don't follow the Fallout lore to an autistic degree like I do, essentially following the events of the first Fallout game, the Brotherhood went from an isolated technology hoarding group to a powerhouse in the region up until the events of Fallout 2, where they then fell into stagnation and sealed themselves away in their bunkers, in the wake of the rise of the NCR and the Enclave. Though by the end of the game and the defeat of the Enclave, they started expanding east, leading to the chapters of the Brotherhood seen in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Now, even though they would go on to lose a few bunkers and face casualties in the Brotherhood NCR war seen partly in New Vegas, they weren't completely wiped out of the West. In Fallout 4, if you go read a terminal entry on the Pridwin written by Proctor Quinlan about how Elder Maxon rose to power, it mentions how the elders back on the West Coast heard of Maxon's feats and how they thought he was ready not only to lead the East Coast chapter of the Brotherhood, but to reunite them as well. So not only does this confirm that the West Coast Brotherhood has some sort of communication with the East Coast Brotherhood, but that they're still around to some capacity. Add more to the fact that the show has been set to take place after the events of Fallout 4, so who's to say Maxon isn't gonna send a sizable force back west? Now, as fun as it'd be to theorize about the events of the show, and the hows and the whys, I'd rather wait for the show to come out and give it a chance to explain itself. Especially seeing how this is only the fucking teaser trailer, rather than claiming that they've somehow been wiped out like TBG claims.
Especially, we're gonna find out later, this does take place in the Fallout 4 timeline, or not, I guess not the timeline, but sometime after it.
Yeah, so going off of what we know to make the claim that the Brotherhood has been completely wiped out, and saying that there's no logical explanation as to why they would have a presence in the show is utterly retarded. Especially seeing how in one of New Vegas's endings, it shows it's possible for the Brotherhood and NCR to come to a truce.
The Brotherhood and the NCR in the Mojave Wasteland declared an official truce, despite continued hostilities between the two in the West. As per their agreement, the NCR handed over all suits of salvaged power armor, and in return, the Brotherhood helped patrol I-15 and Highway 95.
The Fallout games have also had a history of the canon endings tending to be the ones where everything ends up working out for the majority of the wasteland. So the ending in New Vegas where you go blow up Hidden Valley being canonized is highly unlikely.
Oh god. I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh, what happened? Did you run out of things to nitpick and be wrong about?
A lovely day, a bright new sun will suddenly break through. But I
am not a fan of that.
You know, somehow the fact that you're not a fan of whatever new thing you've somehow found a way to bitch and moan about doesn't really surprise me.
Oh god. Okay, as a Fallout fan.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to press X to doubt you're as much of a Fallout fan as you claim. When you've spent this entire fucking video either stating petty nitpicks like the fucking color of power armor, or got things factually wrong like the fucking Brotherhood of Steel supposedly being wiped out, or that VATS is somehow tied to the power armor. You have no right to speak on behalf of all Fallout fans, so as someone with over 600 mods across several of the Fallout games, I'm gonna ask that you shut the fuck up, you.
Like a guy who is a pretty big lore fan. Used to fall asleep watching Oxhorn videos.
Lore fan and Oxhorn are two words that don't go together. That dude's fucking infamous for not only getting things wrong and being a Bethesda apologist by saying shit like retcons being good when Fallout 4 got criticized for it not being lore consistent with the other games in the series, or the time he insinuated and framed people criticizing him for getting things wrong as a belligerent hate mob with a fucking vendetta against him, while acting on some holier than thou bullshit.
I won't make content about other YouTubers, other personalities. I refuse to tear down others to build myself up. I don't think it works as a long-term strategy for a channel, and it's just bad for your soul. Bad for your soul.
I could also get into his videos how he'll spend an obnoxiously long time autistically describing the arrangement of a fucking skeleton in some tin cans in a broom closet or some shit. But I think I got my point across.
I do not like how this ghoul looks. And it's not so much... What's the best way for me to put this?
Alright guys, let's all give TPG a moment to come up with some mental gymnastics as to why somehow in his pea-sized brain, the ghoul looks bad. You know, if we're lucky, we might get an argument better than great equals bad. Duh.
He doesn't look like a ghoul to me. He looks like a guy who lost his nose and got some severe fucking sunburn.
I think saying it looks like a severe sunburn is a bit of an understatement to say the very least. When his skin literally makes him look like a microwave TV dinner. And no shit, he lost his nose. That's literally part of what makes someone a ghoul in Fallout. I swear to God, what is it with the pseudo-intellectualism throughout this video?
That stuck with him for most of his life. A ghoul to me is like someone like their pieces are like falling off. Their pieces are like falling off.
Their pieces are falling off. Wow, great English, dude. You're right on par with my 7-year-old cousin. Nah, but assuming you mean like pieces of their skin or whatever the fuck. While yeah, the ghoul doesn't look like something from the first Fallout game, where those motherfuckers look like skin on bones, it's important to know that the Fallout series has underwent several art style changes throughout the years. The first one happening when Bethesda took over the series with Fallout 3, until they changed it again with the release of Fallout 4. And in the context of the most recent Fallout games, the ghoul looks about on par.
The skin is flaking off. This just looks like a guy who's got a sunburn.
Oh yeah, man, losing your nose and looking like ground beef constitutes as part of a sunburn. Couldn't agree more.
Like, it literally looks like a guy that has a face mask over him.
Holy shit, guys, TPG discovers makeup and practical effects. Like, what, would you rather have them use CGI or some shit? Though I'm willing to bet if they did that, then it'd probably look too goofy and just lead to ridicule and mockery from pseudo-intellectuals such as yourself.
And of course, the rest of his body is going to be covered by his suit, so it literally is just that, a guy with a ghoul mask.
Are you seriously complaining that the guy is wearing clothes? Like, what, do you want him to strip down to a thong and pose for you on a lavish leather couch while telling you to draw him like one of your French girls? Like, what in the actual fuck, dude?
Yeah, he's just a little dehydrated. He's a little dehydrated. There's your ghoul right there, folks. A slightly dehydrated man with a missing nose. Oh, man.
Wow, man, that shit was so hilarious. You know, a real knee slapper that I forgot to laugh.
And it's so funny because when I saw the leaked image, I thought that was going to be John Hancock because I thought they were going to do the Fallout 4 story.
Motherfucker, didn't you earlier say that the show takes place after the events of Fallout 4? And thought that the show takes place in New Mexico or some shit. And last I checked, Fallout 4 doesn't take place in a fucking desert that's on the other side of the fucking country, you dumb fuck.
Which, honestly, could be pretty interesting. But I guess we're not getting that?
Yeah, no, like, again, you yourself stated that the show takes place after the events of Fallout 4, and thought that it takes place in fucking New Mexico. So how the fuck would they even retell the story of Fallout 4, when it takes place on the other side of the fucking country in Boston, you dumbass?
Unless I see it with you. I grabbed a moldy one.
Why is there a Cyclops?
I don't fucking know. Maybe wait for the fucking show to come out and find out. Like, as fun as it'd be to sit here and theorize as to why the person who I'm assuming is the Overseer has one eye, I'd rather just wait for the show to come out instead of jumping to conclusions, like you've been doing throughout this whole video. Because again, this is only the fucking teaser trailer.
And he's a Vault Dweller!
Wow, man, thank you for your truly insightful commentary. I would have never figured out that he's a Vault Dweller from the fact that the scene takes place in the fucking Overseer's office, evident of the big-ass window in the background overlooking the atrium of the vault, as well as the fact he's wearing a fucking vault suit while drinking coffee out of a Vault-Tec mug. Wow, guys, it's almost as if you can see his last 2 remaining brain cells working overtime to try and formulate a coherent sentence. Damn, if I didn't know any better, then I'd say our buddy TPG here is auditioning to replace good old Harmon Smith as the #1 retard on YouTube. Retardation at its finest. You love to see it.
So this is a guy who took over for a vault that, you know, opened up and, you know, let people out. And he just moved in and, like, took over.
There's literally more sensible explanations as to why the guy there only has one eye. The simplest one being, like I mentioned earlier, that the Vault are infamous for the experiments they will run on the Vault Dwellers. Who's to say that the dude having one eye is a result of some sort of genetic manipulation? Mutations have literally been a core element of the series since the first game, with them also being a gameplay mechanic in Fallout 76. Though at the end of the day, I don't get why you're so pissed off about this, since there's been way more extreme things shown in the series. Like the Master from Fallout 1 that looks like fucking human spaghetti and meatballs, fused with computers, which makes the Cyclops guy seem tame in the grand scheme of things. Dude's looking like he's about to either drop the biggest rat bar or suck the biggest cock he's ever seen in his life.
I don't know how the fuck Cyclops in Fallout.
I got news for you, dipshit. Neither does anyone else. See, now the show hasn't fucking come out yet. Maybe stop jumping to conclusions and give the show a chance to explain itself.
Listen, like, Fallout is a crazy fucking universe. That's a crazy fucking world. Period. Crazy. There's people who literally grew a fucking stump on them and became a tree. But that kind of makes sense.
Let me get this straight. You yourself admit the Fallout series has had a history of crazy shit happening. Like a fucking guy having a plant grow out of his head, which then turns him into a fucking tree in Fallout 3. But a dude having one eye is where you draw the line. Like, are you hearing yourself? A dude being turned into a tree is more believable to you than a guy having one eye. God, this is the perfect example of the selective outrage in this video.
In the context of Fallout, because they actually kind of explain it.
You know, I'm willing to bet if you waited for the show to come out instead of going on a side tangent, then they would also explain as to why that dude has one eye.
You know, we have a world where there's essentially zombies, giant fucking roaches, giant bears that look like they're fucking bone and meat only. But for some reason, I can't believe the Cyclops.
Yeah, so you yourself admit you're being selectively outraged and are unwilling to suspend your level of disbelief for a guy having one eye, when more extreme things have happened, like a guy being turned into a tree mutant because God fucking knows why.
And they drink moldy coffee. I'm worried for this one. I'm worried.
Again, when your reasons for being worried are, this power armor is too gray, or getting heated over a dude having one eye, you're retarded.
He has to be a vault dweller. Cause watch. You'll see something. He has a Pip-Boy.
Oh yeah, man, it's the Pip-Boy that's the dead giveaway. Not the fucking Vaultec mug, the other Vaultec mugs, the blue Vault Dweller jumpsuit, or the fact that this whole fucking scene takes place in a vault. Nah, it's the Pip-Boy that gave it away. I swear to God, this dude got worse perception than Stevie Wonder, and that dude's blind as shit.
Pip-Boys are given to Vault Dwellers. So he has to be a Vault Dweller, which doesn't make any sense! 1.
Pip-Boys were made by Robco in the Fallout lore, not Vaultec, and they were available for purchase to the public before the bombs dropped. 2. I've already mentioned the possible reasons as to why the guy has one eye. Reasons I don't feel like repeating again.
In a pre-apocalypse world.
I think you meant post-apocalyptic, considering the fact we've already established that this show takes place after Fallout 4, which takes place well over 100 years after the fucking bombs dropped. My guy, you really need to learn some basic editing. There's so much dead air in this fucking video amidst all the retardation you've spewed. And there's only so many times I can reuse the same fucking edit over and over again before it stops being funny. Throw me a bone here. Oh great, he's back to letting out yet another fucking mating call.
To my imagination, in a Fallout world...
You know, I'm sorry, but your imagination doesn't really hold much significance when you've demonstrated throughout the entirety of this fucking video that you don't know shit about Fallout. When you constantly make factually wrong statements, or take issue with things that either aren't important in the grand scheme of things, or can be easily explained away.
There was never Cyclops people! I know I'm getting, like, you know, stuck up on, you know, the Cyclops guy, I'm sorry. But it's just something that's like, okay.
You're acting like the dude having one eye is some universe-breaking thing, when there's been far more extreme shit in the Fallout lore as early as the first game in the series. Get over yourself, you're making a fucking mountain out of a molehill.
I feel like this is gonna be something with, it was made to be a generic show with a Fallout skin on it. I feel like it.
Your reasoning that let you down to that conclusion sucks, and you should feel bad that it sucks.
Play some classic music that sounds kind of fitting into the theme, but there's like, that's it. That's the closest thing you got to authentic Fallout so far.
Are you seriously saying that the only thing that really got right in terms of portraying Fallout was the music? Motherfucker, do you have short-term memory loss? We've spent literally the entirety of the fucking trailer seeing things that make up Fallout. We've seen vaults. We've seen their protagonist stepping out into the wasteland. We've seen the wasteland itself. We've seen shanty towns made out of scrap. We've seen mutated creatures. We've seen the Brotherhood of Steel and power armor that was quote-unquote too fucking gray. And we've seen ghouls that are also problematic because reasons. So for you to sit there and say that the only thing the trailer got right was the music is beyond fucking brain dead.
The Brotherhood steel, the suit of armor still look okay. They look fine.
Wait, if they look fine, then what the fuck was all that incoherent ranting earlier about how the power armor is too fucking gray, or how it moves? I mean, I was joking earlier, but TPG might unironically be bipolar.
The ghoul guy didn't look so great. Not a fan of it. Now we got Cyclops guy drinking moldy coffee.
God, this video can't end soon enough. And all the retards I've covered on my channel, this dude is right up there on the levels of fucking ROADBREACH. And the levels of nitpicking and hyperfixating over stupid shit. Oh great, if the mental brain rot wasn't enough, he's officially went back to picking his nose and smelling his fingers. This is pure quality content right here, dude.
Okay, the Yao Guai. By the way, I think I know this actor. Wasn't he the actor in Dune? The original Dune. Okay, the Yao Guai looks good. That looks like a Yao Guai.
I really don't get how the Yao Guai looks any better than anything else though shown in the trailer. Like, to me it just seems as if you're doing your best not to seem as if you're playing devil's advocate and are being selectively outraged.
Why does everything else look so weird?
You know, it would have been great if you bothered to finish your statement before resuming the rest of the trailer, so that way the fucking music wouldn't drown out your voice, since you can't balance your audio worth a fuck even if your life depended on it.
The fuck is this thing?
Judging by the antennas on its head, I'm assuming it's a mutated axolotl, which in the real world are native to Mexico, which isn't that far from where the show is taking place. But even then, I don't get what the problem here is when the design is pretty tame, compared to some of the other creature designs in Fallout. Something you would know if you were as much of a Fallout lore fan as you claim. I genuinely have no idea what caused that little freak out there, but you just know the stench killed every living being in a 30-mile radius the second he raised his arms.
Confirmation, this takes place after Fallout 4.
Yeah, no fucking shit, we have already established this, and I don't get how seeing a Brotherhood airship solidifies that when the Brotherhood has been known to have airships as far back as Fallout Tactics. Now I know Fallout Tactics in the current day is only considered semi-canon by Bethesda, but in Fallout 4 there's literally a dialogue from Captain Kells, where he essentially tells you that Prydwen isn't the first of its kind, and that there's been airships used by the Brotherhood on the West Coast. Oh boy, more dead air, my favorite.
Wait, who's this? Oh my god, is that the same guy? I'm trying to remember this movie.
Yippee-yay, there'll be no wedding bells for today.
Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
You know, somehow the fact that Google filled in OnlyFans in your search bar doesn't really surprise me. You know, in a way, it actually makes too much sense. God, this fucking video is giving me AIDS.
What? Wait. He's...
God, there's so much dead air in like the last few minutes of this video. This is why you should edit your videos, people.
This takes place in California. It has to.
Wow, it only took you like until the last 10 seconds of the trailer to figure that out. Did the post-nut clarity from the OnlyFans search cause your neurons to finally kick in?
Okay. I'm a little concerned for this one.
Again, your reasoning for being worried is beyond retarded. You've spent the entirety of this video making factually incorrect statements to fuel your stupid little headcanon, and hyperfixated on stupid shit like the power armor being supposedly too gray.
Boy, Season 4 looks great. That looks great. I'm not so sure about this Fallout show. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna have to see more of it. before I make a call on it.
So even you are literally aware this is the first bit of footage we've seen? Yet you've already jumped to conclusions on several occasions. Yeah, I'm fucking done. But yeah, that's pretty much where the video ends. The last few seconds are just more of his closing thoughts, which don't add too much. And I just want to be fucking over and done with this shit already. But to summarize, what did we learn today? Well, according to the holy OnlyFans prophet TPG, the Fallout show looks bad because the Brotherhood of Steel is supposedly wiped out, and their power armor is too fucking gray. The ghouls look bad, even though they look about as good as the games, and of course because some guy having one eye is extremely problematic, even though the Fallout series has been known to exhibit crazier shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it, case closed.
Get fucked.
Nah, but in all seriousness, that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel, as your support is greatly appreciated. With that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, that hopefully won't take another fucking 8 months to make.